Okay, so it's time to get ready to leave the region. Before we check in though, just to check out recipes, you should have, after this chapter, Young Lady Plate, Sea Breeze Soup, Garden of Sedon, Sea Bubbles, Prime Salmon Grilled, Royal Gelato we can get quite easily later on, so don't worry if you missed that one, Crimson Platter, Azalea Kiss, Miso Stewed Fish, Salt Roasted Fish, Hot Potato Fry, and Perilous Meatballs. Now, you will be coming back to Ruan later in the game. This isn't like FC, where once you leave a region, you're never coming back. So don't worry too much if you miss anything from the restaurants. The things that you probably should be more concerned with are Crimson Platter and Perilous Meatballs, because you get both of those out of chests. But you can still come back for those chests later too. Also, if you're checking your achievements list on Steam or via other means, you should have 72 chests by now and 54 BP. So, let's talk to this guy and check in for our flight. Braces and Princess and Wandering Bard. Once again, our flights are, a company expense. But yeah, once you choose to check in, you will not be able to access Ruan for a long time. So make sure you've done everything here, especially that Merrill Office Assault case, because that expires the moment you get on this airship. So one of the few quests in this game that has a specific timing to it like that. And with that, we have to wait for our flight. Yeah, kids are always excited to get on planes. And of course, they wouldn't let us leave without saying goodbye to the kids, right? Yes, they all came. The reason why they were out from Minoria Village is because they'd already come to see us off. Yeah, if you go over there, you will find that they're not there. Sure took them a long time if we could handle that entire Merrill Assault case. And obviously she's gonna see us off too. Oh, also Jill Hans and Dean Dumbledore, I will never not call him that. Jill's always been doing a lot for the orphanage. Well, looks like the truth is out. You know, that's perfectly true. That's good advice. Yes, through the power of learning, we will defeat the society. Nothing can stand against us. And that's our cue to leave. We'll be coming back here eventually, though. This isn't goodbye for good. Yeah, we'll be sure to drag him back with us. And with that, it's goodbye to Ruan, and hello Zeiss. And yes, I mentioned it the last time we were on an airship, but I like to call these intermission segments. We're on the Cecilia this time, or Roy's teacher, who he somehow has a paired ending with for some reason. And yeah, in these segments you just need to talk to everyone. I'm pretty sure I remember you. I think we did something for you in the last game. Yeah, everyone is talking about that treaty coming up. So, Olivier is the one that you probably want to seek out first. And the dialogue here is actually a little different if you're on the Shara route. It is always time to drink. Where Olivier is concerned. Confound this Joshua, he drives me to drink. As a certain cartoon short would say. Yeah, I actually watched that a little while back, and like, I was surprised for all the memes it gets. It's actually pretty cleverly written. No, it'd take more than that to shake Estelle. She has a will of iron, except where it comes to incorporeal things she can't beat up with her staff. Yeah, despite his fixation with Joshua, he's more than happy to play shipper on deck for him and Estelle. I still think that's a great trope name. I love that trope name, shipper on deck. Basically means a character who is an in-universe shipper of a particular pairing. I guess so. Olivier can actually be surprisingly nice when he wants to be. He's a hard person to figure out. Oh yes, maybe. Yep, hopefully it's legal. Well, I mean, he was pretty good at faking being drunk when we last met him. Yeah, good thing Shara's not here. So, you actually want to talk to Olivier twice here. This is pretty easy to miss. And yeah, here's actually something that I find kind of interesting. It's actually not smart. Oh wow, tell me about it, yeah. If you've played Cold Steel, you will know that full well. Yeah, Ereboni. To say Ereboni is messed up is a massive understatement. And I think we all know what this is. We get Gambler Jack Volume 3. So yeah, a bit of world building there that was the thing that I alluded to when we got our first one. Also, that's amazing. But yeah. Oh, that's even more amazing. I love the world building detail that Gambler Jack is actually banned in Erebonia. Whether it's because it promotes quote-unquote immoral actions like gambling, or if it's because it's set in Calvard and Erevonia and Calvard don't have very good relations, it might be that actually, but it's still kind of interesting. Oh, hi Murano, yeah, we know you. You're that incredibly skilled merchant from Bose who's probably going to conquer the financial world anytime soon. And yeah, we knew that from the last one. They've got their own system of working, being an industrial city and all. Oh, another camera fiend, I guess. Okay, everything seems fine here. And this airship hasn't been hijacked. So everyone here is a little bit more calm than the crew of the Linda. Plot twist, crew member Quint was behind the Doot Doots and Doot Doot Schoolhouse all along! They always say that, but we kind of need to go down here. I remember back when we were on the factory ship and we had to squeeze into a tiny container. Anyone outside? A few people, actually. Oh, especially Chloe. Yeah! They don't let a lot of ships near their airspace. That's why we were... In fact, it was that reason that let us unravel the entire coup. I also heard Olivier was there, so... They're probably frantically, just spending their days terrified that he's going to come back. Little do they know, he is on this very airship heading their way right now. Be afraid, Elmo. Be very afraid. That'd be a little conspicuous. Okay, so the time you were heading back last time was actually one of your normal scheduled trips. He's right here, isn't he? See, he can keep up with the best of them. Well, the best standard airships, that is. There's one that's a little out of his league, and I'm sure you all know the one. That's pretty fast. You know, I'm actually going to have to look that up because there is a definite cell to meters conversion. I'd like to see just how fast these ships are going. I'm guessing they're going pretty slowly by modern standards. And that's true, he even got a message to us back at the capital. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully this weather clears up the smog from the factory. I'm sure Zeiss doesn't exactly have the cleanest air in the world. Yes, Rutherford, you've been too busy smashing things! Wait, no, wrong Rutherford. And you don't even have a name! Okay, then. Okay, we're actually getting close to where he's being held. Interesting. I'm sure most people's feelings towards Erebonia are pretty complicated. Of course, it's always best if there's no, you know, war. And are you gonna actually not be sleeping this time? Yeah, they certainly get a lot of business, and since the guild pays for most flights, they must be getting a lot of money from them. Yeah, now he's pretty much holed up at the fortress. He's gonna be always busy from now on. I think that's just, you know, it's like a variant of that phrase, Leon compliment from Kingdom Hearts. It's an agate compliment. Well, I mean, that's kind of what you are. Who's to say Estelle's not in the middle of a huge rebellious phase? Oh yeah, it certainly would. Turn it right back around on him, didn't you? Nice one. She is actually pretty similar to him. Yeah, I do wonder if Cassius is kind of the closest thing to a father figure Agate has. It would make a lot of sense. And so we touched down in Zeiss, and I still love this place. This is one of my favorite areas in Lavelle, especially the music, but just, I've always liked the concept of just this whole big factory town. I always found the town pretty fun to explore as well, like, even though, I mean, despite or probably because of the fact that half the city is just the factory. They managed to cram quite a lot in here. And hey, you get to see Kilika again! My favorite guild branch receptionist, though she does not have a lot of competition in that regard. Her and Aina are pretty much the only two to get any kind of character focus, and Kilika definitely gets the most by far. But I'll just say with Kilika, there are reasons why she's my favorite, and yeah, she's probably the most developed of all of them. Oh, of course he takes that as a challenge. Well, yeah, nice knowing you. The universe caught wind of Olivier trying to hit on someone, and, has summoned an earthquake. It is tough reading this text when it's wobbling like this. And thank you, no more shaking. Whoa. That can get pretty disorienting. I have actually never been in a real-life earthquake, and I don't want to be. Australia doesn't really get them. And this chapter title is The Raging Land. Something tells me that suspicious things are going down here. The factory seems pretty sturdy. I'm sure it could survive a quake of that kind of magnitude. Yeah, that earthquake just happened to hit the moment we stepped off our flight. Yeah, Agate's a lot more familiar with Kilika than Shara is. It's another case of why the story's a little bit more biased towards his route in terms of dialogue. Yeah, let's not make that public. People could be overhearing. These two have actually never met her before, which is kind of interesting. Oh no. No, 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 don't even try. You'll be struck by another earthquake if you do. She already knows how this works, just ignore him. Just ignore him and he will go away. Usually. Reasonable limits. There's no such thing as reasonable limits when it comes to this guy. Kilika's kind of used to it. That's a little bit of a lie. There are a few things that I want to take care of pretty soon. Well, that means it must be important. Please tell me it's not Ghost again. Some possible society involvement around these parts, you mean? Yeah, I thought as much. Earthquakes are rare around here. Obviously, it's the society's doing. Gone from ghost sightings to earthquakes, they're definitely stepping things up. And one in a military installation too. That's obviously suspicious. Completely localized earthquake, as it was targeted to somewhere specifically. Yeah, obviously there's something strange going on here. So, that'll be our first destination. Just going to the Wolf Ford. It kind of isn't. You can actually put that one off quite a while. Again, SC... There's a lot more freedom in SC overall. But we actually do want to say hi to Tita before we do anything else. Obviously, Professor Russell needs to be filled in on what's going on. Well, that's definitely going to be interesting. So, we can check the job postings here. We actually have 3 quests that we can accept around here, as well as 2 monster quests, which we can do whenever. The Stolen Sign. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, so this one's actually accepted right here. Training Assistance. Oh boy, that one. And New Model Orbital Gun Test. Experience with the orbital guns, skill and confidence with shooting, no particular preference in weapon maker. That pretty much suits Olivier, so we can go ahead and accept that at the factory. But this one, Training Assistance. Oh boy, that's another one that kind of destroyed me on my first playthrough, so I'm not looking forward to that. So, if you look closely... Yep, the sign is gone. Somebody punched out the sign and took it. So that's weird. Before we handle that though, let's go ahead and go to the bar, actually. Because if we talk to the barman here... Yeah, this is the guy that we brought the tomato to, which he used to make a new dish. And if you've done that quest... Like, I actually forget if this food item's even accessible to you if you don't do a file transfer. It'd be kind of jerkish to lock out recipe completion to someone who hasn't done a file transfer. I'm guessing that you still get this, but they at least reference you doing the quest if you do it this way. Estelle, you have no idea. This recipe is fantastic. Tamar Trio Sandwich. I mean, it probably tastes horrible given it has 3 of those things in it, but if we look here, actually we don't have the recipe yet. I'm probably gonna go ahead and get that. 50 CP. And we learn the recipe for it. For the Tamar Trio sandwich, we just need 3 acerbic tomatoes, as well as some things you can quite easily buy from most stores. Tender poultry is dropped by a lot of avian monsters. And it's an incredible thing to make whenever you get the chance. We can also get Fruit Kingdom and Foul Magma Roast. You can also buy Tamar Trio sandwiches. They're expensive, but definitely worth it to top up your CP quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and get the other recipes in the log here. Foul Magma Roast is actually pretty nice because of the plus 20% strength. So a lot of good food items to get here. Also, while we're on the subject of buying things, we can go to Bell Station General Goods and get ourselves LaBelle News Issue 3. This place also sells the cat suit, so this thing gives almost no defense, but plus 5 speed. Now, on hard mode, where you die in 2 hits to pretty much everything anyway, the defense penalty is actually not that bad, so it's overall a pretty solid item to get. So, our first port of call is to stop by at the Russell home to say hi to Tita and her grandfather. Yep, that's definitely them. Let's hope nothing explodes in there. It's reunion time. Things around here look pretty much the same as they used to. And obviously, another case where the agate route has considerable differences. Because he spent a lot of time with Tita in the last game. And a lot of time with him too. It is actually implied that he does visit the 2 of them quite a bit. Oh yeah, that explains things. This place is probably a bigger mess than everything, and Tita's official big sister has arrived. Sadly, we are down, Joshua. And hug. I guess Olivier was right. Yeah, we probably should have, like, sent a letter or something before we went training for a few months, just saying. Yeah, Estelle, maybe tell her before you do something like that again. Pretty recently. Yeah, you met us in the sealed area. Well, everyone but Joshua. And Shara. And Zin. I think that's actually everyone. And hopefully Estelle does not have to make coffee this time. Yeah, if this wasn't so terrifying, you probably would be really intrigued by that kind of thing. Surprised that you haven't created one yet. No. Of course, it's the GS ball all over again. Yeah, it blacked out the entire town. Basically, it's weird and doesn't work the way most orbments do. Care to tell us what that idea is? Yeah, true, we probably told them where that thing was, and they probably raided the place. Well, there were earthquakes, and we suspect the Society might be involved with that. And you probably have the equipment to measure that kind of thing. What's it? That's all he does is haul out weird inventions. You should be used to this right now. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and set things up. Of course. And Tina will not actually be coming with us for the time being. She's going to be helping out her grandfather with, that surprise. Yeah, we all know she's going to be joining us eventually. Just not right now. No. Well, I mean, she's really talented. Yes, Estelle totally turned out okay. That is a true statement. About that... Yeah, well, obviously this dialogue doesn't happen if you're on the shower route. Yes, especially except for Olivier. And by other jobs, I mean the one that I'm really terrified of, which is the one at Leyston Fortress. But, so, now that we've spoken to Tita, we're now allowed to enter the factory. We actually would have needed to do that anyway for the stolen sign request, and there's a few others that we can do that way too, but I think for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and read the Liberl news. Ruan election, clash of candidates, conflict between camps boils over. With election day drawing closer, the race in Ruan is only getting hotter, and tensions finally boiled over into a near brawl between supporters. Thankfully, the conflict, rumoured to stem from an argument between camps, didn't come to physical blows. Debates are one thing, but we urge the candidates and their supporters to respect one another and reflect on this. I love how that photo is just captioned "Angry Mob." Candidates need to compromise. Between the incident lies a deepening opposition between supporters. Some level of antagonism is, unfortunately, to be expected given the passionate platforms, but brawling is unworthy of any future leader. Reflection and compromise is the mature answer. Saved by the loot? A mob of angry supporters on the edge of violence, calmed by the sound of a lute? It seems a certain musician was playing nearby. Perhaps music does soothe the savage beast. Society, ghosts in Ruan? I saw a white shadow that danced in the night sky. Amidst the furor of the election, ghost sightings like this became quite common in the region for a time, according to reports. The Bracer Guild was sent in to investigate and determined the sightings to be a pointless prank. No, but unfortunately we're not allowed to print the actual truth right now. The culprit is still at large, but the equipment used has been confiscated, so citizens can rest easy now without fear of the ghost reappearing. Well, I mean, to be honest, a lot of that is true, apart from the harmless prank thing. It wasn't. Foreign Affairs, Royal Villa to host signing. According to an announcement from the Foreign Affairs Division, the signing ceremony is to be held at the Royal Villa. The ceremony is stated for the end of the month, and the army appears to be ramping up its security operations in preparation for the event. Breaking news, earthquakes in Zeiss. Early yesterday, there was an earthquake reported in the vicinity of the Wolf Fort. The quake was of short duration. No damage was reported. Let's just hope things don't get any worse than that. So while we're just going around doing our usual business in this town, I want to go ahead and buy something here. Premium herb tea. That healing is actually kind of overkill at this point in the game, so I may as well get a few of those. 5 maybe? Although one of them I'm going to need to drink right now for the recipe. Got 15 of those still left. I can probably afford to keep that. I suppose we can see what they're selling at Old Bloodstain Arms and Guards. So yeah, Impact Rod is identical in strength to the one dropped by the Pandas, except it has worse range. That's a pretty cool gun, but don't buy any new guns for Olivier just yet. You won't actually be able to use these for a while if you want to complete certain requests. Sinclair. Chloe doesn't attack physically all that often. It is pretty cheap, though. Obviously, we want this, though. Fiber vest, enhanced jacket. See, the thing about these is they're actually not as good, like in terms of other stats compared to the Janus Blouse and Janus Bracer. So I'm only gonna get one of those for Estelle. And let's see, do we need a pair of those? Maybe. Okay, so we can buy these status immune items here. Unfortunately, we can't buy confusion protection yet, and that's going to be a real problem later on. I also went ahead and sold all of my surplus weapons and armor. And while we're on the subject of what can be done in Zeiss, let's go ahead and check out what new quartz are available here. We can get Defense 2, HP 2, Mind 2, Attack 2, quite a few things actually. Seal, Action 2, obviously going to save up for that, and Cast 2, those are pretty expensive though. EP Cut 2, yeah, there are quite a few things I could get here. Okay, I think I'm fine with my augment right now. So, that's our introduction to Zeiss, as well as the intermission of this chapter. Next time, we'll be taking care of some quests in the Zeiss region, starting with that stolen sign. So, I'll see you then for that.